All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew episode 1066 on this beautiful Thursday evening. It is going to be, what are we doing? I said it last night and then it was not that. So, what are we doing tonight?
Series 6.
Are we doing this here? We're going to do the Series 6, everybody. We're
I'm
going
all
to do a little
ears.
bit of content. We're going to do a little bit of techniques. Brandy's going to go through 6 different questions, 6 different exams. She's going to give you the way to pass these things. Who am I? I'm the guy that runs the background music, playing his playlist. People wondering, who's that? It's mine. I have a wide variety of music, but you're not here for my likes of music. You're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, Series 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know. So that way you too can get a pass notice. And that's what we're going to be talking about, as we always do every night on the Studying Brew, Monday through Thursday. It is the last Studying Brew of the week of this March, right before St. Patty's Day. We'll be back on St. Patty's Day night, right? The 17th.
Yeah.
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 Even for the Irish, we'll be here. I don't know. I don't know what you were doing there, but
just
yeah.
never mind. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna do like an Irish accent or something. Yeah. So we'll be back on the Monday, but we do the free for Monday through Thursday. And if you're always wondering if you're showing up and you're like, man, I'm on the East Coast, I don't know if I can do this. If you're a member, you get, and if you're on YouTube, you get the replay in the next morning.
That's true.
So that don't make that an excuse. You have coffee with us. It's fine. Or stay up late at night. Like some of our folks that are on right now, all the way out there in Ohio. They've got people from Indiana. We got people in Hawaii. We got people on the East Coast joining us. And thank you for being here. All that love for staying up late at night and making it possible.
Yes.
Just making it possible. It makes it possible. I know that sometimes on our lives we don't have as many people, but there is a lot of people who watch us on the replay, and we thank you and hello. Keep sharing and subscribe and let all the people know that we do this for free. We help people pass these exams. A little bit of taste at night with these studying brews. Sometimes we give you a little bit of news. Sometimes we give you a little bit of study tips. Tonight we are going to be going over some questions. Brandy's going to break them down the only way she knows how and show you how to use the little bit of content, a little bit of technique. Guys, a lot of people don't pass these exams, not because they don't know the content. A lot of people, like pretty much 90% of the people that come to us have tried everyone else.
Oh, that's true.
They were like, I got set up with that one company that rhymes with, Snaplin, and I didn't pass. I did their whole program. I'd read the book. I did all their stuff, and I didn't pass. Or they use countless other ones, and they or other people that do it. And they're like this lady, these guys, whoever persons out there. They told me that I'd pass if I do this, and then I didn't pass. And did you know that they just they read someone else's stuff, and then they do that over a weekend? I'm like, yeah, yeah. They're like, are you guys like that? No, we're not like that at all. We're not like that. We're not anybody that does these these PowerPoints. We don't do those weekend cram sessions, those boot camps, all that stuff. We don't do any of that. We write our own books. We write our own. Brandy's now in the live sessions writes her own questions. We even have our own study program, our own study plans. They're not derived from anybody else. We follow FINRA's outline. We follow NASA's outline. That's where we get our information from. Sometimes Brandy gets it from the US Gov if she needs to for most updated stuff as soon as it happens, because we're a mom and pop. The wheels over here can turn a lot faster, and we can make changes and have the most updated stuff faster than most of those big companies can. And it's one of the advantages and the why we do that. And so that way you guys always have the most up to date, and we make it so you guys can understand what the heck is going on. Because I don't know about you, but I've heard some of the stuff, and then the explanation is just as confusing as the stuff they were presenting. It's like that didn't clarify anything. It seems like you just read the same thing to me 3 times, and you wanted me, but slower.
Copy and paste.
It's kind of like if you've ever, some of you know this experience because you do speak 2 languages, and if you've ever come to this country not speaking English, or if you go to a different country and they don't speak your language, have you ever noticed people just speak louder and slower as if that's the way to communicate? as if that's the translation right there. Slower and louder, because I couldn't hear you, but and we need to slow it down.
Right.
It doesn't, it's the same thing with people who teach this stuff. Sometimes they just speak slower and sometimes louder, but the same thing over and over again with less explanation. And I like to think that we try to break it down in as many different ways in those live sessions as we possibly can, where the content is always there for anybody to grab. Is there anything you want to add as we go into the weekend?
No, I mean, you're spot on. It's really just focusing. I think some people just need to focus on like what we're going to do tonight and the way we approach the questions. I think that will help people through the weekend.
Definitely. And also, Tambien, don't get caught up in mastering Q banks. There's a lot of talk out there about mastering Q banks. Get a 90% in the Q bank, get a 90% in this unit, area, section, function, whatever they say, and then you'll pass. Number one, the exams are never, ever divided, organized, or structured in any way. You have zero clue what the next question is going to be. Sometimes most of you feel like a whole area is skipped, or maybe the most complicated one that you thought was going to be so heavily tested because it's so hard to understand. And you spend all of your studying trying to get that 80% in that one area, only to find out when you go on the real exam, they asked me one question from that area. So many times people do that. For instance, like the SIE, so many people focus on options.
That's right.
They focus weeks, sometimes months, because they don't listen to anything we say. And they go in there and they're like, no, I need to understand what a call and a put and da, da, da. And we're like, dude, it's one of maybe 85 questions. No, no, no. I read on someone told me that if I just master this area, I'll get a pass score because, look, they say what they say about what it's tested, but there's no guarantees in that they're going to give you that many questions in that one area at all. None. It's not a compromised test where you can say that ever.
Right.
And the test is completely mixed up. All of them are. They're all confused. They're all just all over the place. You can have something right in the very beginning that was at the very end of any book or at the very end of the FINRA outline. It doesn't matter. So to go ahead and quiz and test, have you ever heard? I'll give you a great analogy. Have you ever heard, especially if you played sports, have you ever heard like, hey, you practice like you're going to play in the game?
Oh,
No, you do. You practice
yeah.
how you play in the game. While Brandy was going through her studying, when she was getting her 65, by the way, passed it on the first go. Series 7, passed it on the first go. And that Series 7 had a lunch break at the time. Whenever she studied all this stuff, and when people listen, she never tried to do that. It was always a full exam that she was more worried about, all mixed up, all the units, everything. And then she would go from there. But always practicing with everything thrown at her all the time, because that is how the exam is going to be. Always doing full simulated, always doing full quizzes, whatever they called it, all the way through, sometimes doubling the number of amount of questions she saw. Why? To build up that stamina. Because I don't know if you guys all noticed, this stuff, it could be really draining. It could be really draining on your what I want to say, your mental, your attention span.
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting because you're really trying to like focus for that many hours on those questions, right? Or the hour or whatever it is, right? And it seemingly just drains you as if you just ran. Some of you don't breathe while you're taking a question. That's why you hyperventilate at the end. Like there is a lot to these quizzes. And then one of the main reasons is most people go in there unprepared because they think it's organized and they keep doing this 90% one unit, 90% in the next unit, 90% in the next unit. And they do this unit by unit type thing. And then they barely spend any time doing what's really necessary which is major chaos. You got to be chaos because that's the exam. It's chaos. It really is. There's no structure to it really, other than the fact you're taking that exam.
No, it's random.
The only thing structured about the whole thing is that it's the title on the top. You're there for the SIE. That's what it is. That's it. And pretty much everything else, chaos. You don't know what you're going to get at all. So I want you to keep that in mind when you go through these questions, whether you're studying with us or not, or going through the exams. Guys, practice how you're going to play. Really focus on getting your stamina up. Don't be afraid to do those 85 questions. And if you don't know the play on all that and you want to know exactly what you should be doing before an exam, you got to be a member. If you're a member, Brandy has so many ways on how to get that thing done, what you need to be doing 10 days before, 5 days before. We broke it down so many times in the member sessions. It's there, and every reminder you can see it. It says, like, right before you test, this is what you should prepare for if you're a member. Watch those videos. It tells you everything, down to the fact that you should not stop and get a breakfast burrito out the back of someone's trunk on the side of the road, or test out that experimental tinfoil wrapped delight that might be hidden in your fridge before you go in. Guys, these are all things. I know it's all jokes, but listen, these are all things that people didn't pass these exams because that's what they did on the way in. One of the reasons why we don't guarantee a pass notice either, because we cannot help what you eat on the way in.
That or not eat.
Or not eat. We've had people pass out. Literally, people passed out because they didn't eat anything. Well, I don't want anything in my stomach because I know I get full and I get heavy and blah, 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 blah. Guys, I'm not saying that you need to, like, have the lumberjack breakfast before you go in. But what we're saying is you should probably have a protein bar at the very least, right? And definitely not the first day that you try probiotics out. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where, like, you got to have a regiment almost of what you're going to do that day and get your body used to what you're going to do that day. And we have all of this walkthrough on our members area. If you're not in there, it's not just content. We talk about topics like that. We talk about what you should be doing before the exam. Brandy has, like, if you just started, how to study for this thing, how to take notes, everything. We break it down in all these live sessions amongst all the content that you get to get through these exams to go get yourself through this process. So if you haven't started yet, check us out, scan the QR code, hit the links. We also have books. If you don't want to be in the membership, but you want to have some of our books because you've seen us use the keywords and you're like, I love that. I like how it's all laid out. I love how you guys have all this different stuff, like, and how you get through the content. Guys, the books are there as well. SIE 6, 63, 65, and the 26. It's just not our 21-day plan. It is just the book on all the information you need to know before you go in there. If you want the 21-day plan and how to get through all these exams, go check out the membership and how we do that with all the videos and all the different stuff that we have available. Kona community on Discord. If you have questions, someone's going to help you. Shout out to Jamie. She's been helping out, former student, got all fully licensed, still knows the process, helping people out. Brandy, Eric's on there sometimes. There's a plethora of people that are helping out. And don't be afraid to post stuff up. Brandy will, or somebody will help you out on that Discord, and it's free to join. Also, check out our Instagram. You can check out the Kona Hall of Fame. If you have any questions, 951-290-3077. Give me a call, give me a text, or give me a Gmail, or email at the Gmail, KonaButterflyz@gmail.com. All right, we got sessions tomorrow. We have study hall, and we got the Kona exam mastery. Study hall, you just do your own thing.
That's right.
We had someone new show up to the study hall, and she goes, it was so crazy because I just logged on and I didn't know it was a study hall. And she's all, and everybody was like doing their own thing and it was all quiet. I didn't know what was going on. I'm all, oh, that's the study hall. I'm all, did you ask in the chat? No, I didn't.
No, talk.
Ask in the chat. That's why we're on there.
Yes.
You're doing your quiz. You might be starting. Brandy will look up from the screen and say, hey, what's up?
It's so funny because sometimes I get involved in my own work and then somebody will go, hey, Brandy. I'm like, oh.
Yes, she gets startled. That's cool. And then we have the Kona Exam Mastery, where Brandy teaches you techniques, study tips, strategies, exam tips, anything that has to do with passing, that, like, kind of like the stuff I just talked about. She talks about that on the Fridays. So check it out if you have not. Your email, if you are a member, the email already reminder went out with the access and the schedule and all that great stuff. So check your email box. All right, we got the 65 book. If you haven't got it yet, You need to go get that copy. It's at the price it's at for a limited time. I mean, I don't know how limited it will be for how long, but we're not going to keep it at that price for that long. There's no way. It took Brandy almost 2 years to write. It was a year and a half and some change. And a lot of thought went into that. It's got interactive videos if you're a member. It took what everybody else has in their books of a gajillion pages. If you're old enough and remember the big old phone books, it's like that. And then simplifying it to where it's a booklet
Yes.
of 144.
Yes.
It's amazing. So check it out and go get yourself a copy. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do it, Brandy. Series 6 different exams, 6 questions, all answered. Content, a little bit of content, a little bit of techniques. Pay attention. And if you haven't adopted the Kona way of doing exams, I would do it. It'll help you out and get through the process and help you better those scores and definitely help you and help you stop overreading, overthinking, and going with that gut and learning some techniques on the way.
Yep.
All right, let's go.
Oh, righty. I love numbers. But we're gonna start with technique first.
I love numbers with dollar signs in front of it.
Yes. Now this one does say 5. I have a 50, a 5, a 50, and a 50. And then I have annual interest and annual interest. It's probably one of those because these are similar to each other. Now, I'm going to say this. There's a couple of hints here because, we said that this is going to be a little bit of content.
Can I ask a question?
What? What's that?
Never mind. I already answered it myself in my head.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So anytime you guys see maturity or interest, think debt, right? When we talk about debt, and if you're a Kona member, there's an awesome song that we sing. Are you ready? Add a dollar sign, add a 0. It works. I was studying
country song.
Yeah, I don't know what it is,
song,
but I will tell you this. I had it was a small group today, and literally he answered the question because that song gets stuck in my head. Add a dollar sign, add a 0, and it works, right? So I can
on the side of the road,
right?
I can't figure it out till I add a dollar sign.
That's right.
Add a 0.
So all I really need to do in this question, it's probably C.
Brandy's my hero.
All I really have to do in this question is find out, is it 5% or is it like 10%? I don't know, but it is. Oops, moving my thing. But it is 5%. So that means the answer is C.
Why?
Because 5% means add a dollar sign, add a 0.
There you go. I was waiting for that number 1 hitting all the charts.
Dude, I'm gonna make a song out of it.
Going to the top.
Yeah. So
with a bullet.
5%.
You don't remember it saying it was going to the top of the charts with a bullet?
No.
Means it was. Nope.
Nah.
Wow. Nah. We watch different things.
Wait. All right. So, limited partnership, C corporation, limited liability company, and general partnership. This is definitely different.
C corp.
Right? Because that's a C corp. Now I have this thing that I say C for corporation. That means it's a big corporation. Limited partnership and limited liability company. We've got some limited stuff happening, right?
Limited.
Right. And then general partnership, I could say, whatever.
Like the general store.
Yeah. It works. Now you guys got to see this question. Are you guys ready for this thing? What?
Who got time for that?
So I scanned it because I have an idea, right? Limited partnership, big company, limited liability company, general partnership. So I literally just went like this. Okay, starts a website of business, right? Business trying to decide. Oh, want to protect their personal assets. Here, let me use a different color. They want to protect their personal assets, and they don't want to be double taxed. That right there, guys, is a limited liability company. That's it. That's it. Protect my personal assets, limited liability.
Liability. It's a way to protect yourself.
Yep. Protect your assets.
How much liability? You want to be limited on the liability. So you want to be protected from all of it.
Yes. You want to have
or most of it.
Liability. Make sense?
Yeah. It's like having an umbrella.
Right. Now, it wouldn't be a limited partnership because it's just two of them. It's just two guys. It's Ed and Stefan.
So we know.
Well, they said, well, for right now. Okay. So I just scanned it.
Apparently, we're not allowed to say that.
What?
Can't assume.
What? It's Ed and Stefan?
I know. I know. It's just the way it is.
They just want to start a business.
I know. I know. I know. Could be Stefan.
I don't know.
I don't know.
All right. Working capital, cost of goods sold, depreciation, or revenue, right? Working capital, cost of goods sold, depreciation, and revenue. B definitely has 4 words. It's got 4 words. It's got 2 words, right? Depreciation and revenue. I was like, I don't know where to go with this, to be honest, just looking at the techniques. So I looked at the question. We have that wonderful accept there. It says all the following are included in a corporate income statement. Income statement. That means I got stuff coming in and I got stuff going out. Make sense?
Yes.
Working capital is the money you have. It's not going in, it's not going out.
The money you have to work with?
Yeah, you just have it.
The money you have?
There's no income or outgo. Like outcome, income or outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not coming or going. It's just there.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yes.
There.
Yes.
Okay. There.
That's it.
It's there. It's not income.
You guys see that?
Revenue.
All the rest of it is all talking about revenue, depreciation, cost of goods. All that stuff is in and out.
Cost of goods is a out. Depreciation is an out. Revenue.
But that cash you have in your pocket,
it's there.
Just there. For what? I don't know.
No, it's just there.
I know some people want to take that apart really and really examine what working capital is.
It's both in the SIE and the Series 65. Beautiful list about income statements.
I was just going to say, don't dive too deep.
Nah. All right. Can I confess something to you guys? I did not read these answers.
Why would you?
I did see that somebody in the chat just put A has a number. And we did say on Tuesday that anytime there's one answer choice that has a number, it's usually that.
And if you're answering it test taking techniques wise, hey,
let's go with it. Because look at this question. What? Hold on, I gotta scroll.
Son of a biscuits.
Now we do have this 100 there. Okay. It does ask for the most appropriate. And then look at this. To presume that the client has no other assets except this 100,000 in her account. So I was curious. I love your guys in the chat. They're like WT.
Yeah.
Anyways,
what the haystack.
People are like, oh, bro, she has a lot of money. But if she doesn't tell you she has a lot of money, all we could do is presume that that's all the money she has. You guys should read it though.
You don't know.
Chance. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of. I laughed. I giggled.
There you go.
Salty.
Read on your own time.
Yeah.
Look for the playback. You can pause it.
Laura's laugh.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
We're not trying to read a novel here.
No, I don't want it. All right. So I have residual claim. I have limited liability. I have preemptive rights, and I have proxy. Now, test taking technique wise, these are, I'm sorry, keyword fashion wise. This is all having something to do with common stock. Every single one of those.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, what's the answer? I don't know. But it's talking about the fact that the stockholders cannot lose more than their investment. Didn't we just have a question about that? Sorta. Limited liability, protect my personal assets. And then this one right here that says cannot lose more than I invest. Sounds like it's
limited liability.
It's limited. Again,
don't think too hard.
Think too hard. Oh, I have one more. As what's the answer to this question?
What is the answer?
There's only one answer it could be.
And it's B.
Dividends, splits, dividends. Boom, boom.
How'd you know it wasn't dividends?
Content wise, I don't know anything about your books, corporation. I can't say if you should Do dividends or not?
There you go.
That's it. But who cares? Technique wise,
Technique wise, stock splits.
boom.
Done deal. And that's how you get through it without thinking too hard.
2 companies, 6 different tests.
Done. 6. And when she says 2 companies, 2 different Q banks we used tonight. Not focusing on one Q bank.
That's right. 2 different providers.
2 different ones. So there. So some people go, well, it only works in that one. No. Works in any of those Q banks. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. The techniques are the techniques. The strategies are the strategies. The way you read them is the way you read them. The way you observe it, the keywords, all that stuff. That's the Kona way. We look at the answers, then we look at the question. We don't get confused because that's how we do it. And if you haven't started doing that, do that this weekend. Experiment, have fun. For goodness sake, loosen up, go do a quiz. You might, find that you found a new way to actually do it that helps.
And it gets fun.
And it gets fun. What else do you want?
Guys, to answer a question without reading the question because you went by technique is
Game changer. So game changer.
It is.
Yeah. Why do it the old way? All right, everybody. Well, I'm glad you all were here on this Thursday. If you are on live, we will be on right after we done and push the don't record is what I was going to say, but that's not probably proper way to say that. But when I stop the recording, stay on. If you have some questions, we'll answer those live and hang out. And if you are watching this on the replay, thank you for watching it. If you have questions, send them over on the Discord or reach out on the phone, text, email, all that stuff that was at the beginning that you probably skipped. Go get it or scan the QR code, hit the links. There you go. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. Tomorrow we have member sessions. We'll be back on Monday for the Studying Brew. Same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, everybody stay safe out there. Wash your hands. I'll touch your face. I'll touch your friend's face. That's all I know. And keep the positive mental attitude. PM. Everybody have a great night.
Thank you all so much for being on. We super appreciate you. Practice these techniques through the weekend. We will see you guys next time. Have a good one.